Story, art, and gameplay all come together to create an incredible experience. That's Okami in a nutshell. Okami is your prototypical action-adventure game, developed by Clover Studio and published by Capcom for the PS2, Wii, and PS3. Then as 2017 wrapped up, Capcom released an HD version of Okami for the PS4 and Xbox One. At first look, the art of the game and playing as a wolf, much like The Legend of Zelda's Twilight Princess, I can see how people might be turned off at first glance, especially a casual gamer, but don't be. Okami is brilliant, and I'm here to tell you why. Okami is based off a bit of classical Japanese history. Now, I'll admit, I have not brushed up on my Japanese lore. I've been meaning to, but I've been busy. I also do not speak Japanese and will probably say something wrong, so just ridicule me, move on, let's call what it is. It's coming, and everything will be good, so let's take a crack at this. Okami combines folklore, myths, and legends in a nice, well-packaged Christmas gift from Grandma to tell a powerful and compelling story that will give you some nice feels right where it counts. You are known as a Materasu. I'm hoping I got that right. I'm going to go with it. Amaterasu, the sun goddess, traveling around with your new artist companion Isun. Isun. I'm going Isun. The only catch is you appear as just a regular white wolf to most people, as faith in gods has faded over time. 100 years after Shirano, good lord, not worth. Okay, we're winging this. So, Nagi and your former self, Shiranua Wadahaba, killed the 8-headed demon Orochi, and basically, that's where the story begins. With signs of Orochi coming back, Ami and Isun set out to stop history from repeating itself. The story itself is as intriguing as I've played in years, and I'm not even sure I can really explain it. I mean, probably because I know nothing about Japanese mythology, I got that wide-eyed experience of seeing and learning everything for the first time, with twists and turns throughout keeping you on your toes. I just kept wanting to see what was going to happen next. But I mean, myths and fables are always interesting, if not incredibly fabricated, but for Okami, it makes for a great story. Isun is one of the most oddly lovable characters you can come across. He's short, he's a bit arrogant, and he knows how to pick up every girl in Nippon, or at least he tries. With a silent protagonist, Isun really picks things up and keeps this story lighthearted. Despite the story and everything it offers, actually playing the game is where Okami shines best. Okami takes heavily after the Legend of Zelda series, but in a lot of ways, surprisingly does things better. On your way towards your date with Destiny, you are going to be collecting brush techniques for your greatest skill, your Celestial Brush. With each growing brush skill you learn, you have new puzzles to solve, new attacks to use, and everything and anything else that you can draw up in your mind. You see what I did there? Paintbrush, drawing up. Shut up, that was brilliant. I don't care what you guys say. The main mechanic of the whole game involves painting and using the Celestial Brush to manipulate the environment. When I saw this, I wasn't really sure how to feel. It was new, clearly, and something not seen often, if at all. But it seemed to me like it was going to slow the game down to a full stop. But it's so quick and easy to use. Pull up your brush and fire off a quick stroke for a slash, or a little whirly-dirly and you have your wind. It really is simple, quick, and efficient. The other thing that I was really worried about was the registration of brush skills. Like, how accurate was I going to have to be? And take it from me, at least in the HD Xbox Remake version, you do not have to be accurate at all. And thank God you don't, because pinpoint brush movements with the Xbox controller? That's less than comparable. What might have impressed me most about Okami was how they kept every brush technique relevant and relatively used throughout the entirety of the game. The puzzles really keep you using all the skills you learned, unlike some of the Legend of Zelda items. It makes everything you learn feel useful. I like it. Outside of traveling around different places in Nippon and going to dungeons, you will have at least a couple of demon fights along the way. Now, Okami does not have an XP bar from fighting. All you really get is some yen after finishing a battle, and the occasional praise, meaning fighting is not really required, minus bosses. The way that Okami plays with the story and the puzzles being at the forefront, I didn't really care about fighting that much. In fact, I skipped fighting in the overworld most of the game. But you are going to end up in a few, so we might as well cover it. Fighting demons lands you in a little battle arena where you use your celestial instrument and brush techniques to slay the demons. It's really easy, really quick, and honestly, all you have to do is just mash the X button and dodge. That's it. It is that easy. You can learn some special moves and some passive abilities from old man Jackie Chan, but really not a ton of depth to the fighting, and frankly, no difficulty either. I did a no death run by accident, just goes to show you how simple and quick the fighting is. And frankly, for a game like Okami, I really don't care. Your XP bar is more based on praise, which you get from doing almost anything in the game. Bloom some flowers, help this dog, beat this demon gate, and you get praise for it. Then use the praise to increase your health or your brush techniques to help strengthen Ami. Now, as you have no doubt noticed by now, Okami does not look like a lot of games. It's a watercolor painting, cel shaded based game. But funny enough, it didn't actually always start out that way. At one point, Okami was actually slated to look more like Twilight Princess than what we got now. Now, I'll take the Okami that we got now. It looks stylish, beautiful as it can get. The scrolls showing story or enemies for the first time are incredible. And the animals, flowers, the world of Nippon is stunning to run around in. It's like a little art book. But I would have been curious to see what a realistic Okami would have looked like. It would have been interesting nonetheless, but I gotta think that they would have lost a little bit of the game's charm to, I don't know, realistic graphics. It just would not have had the same overall feel to it. Even if you're not playing the HD version, it still looks amazing. Which brings me to a small gripe I do have. Okami did not need to be remade. The HD version of this game compared to the Wii version looks marginally better at best. I don't hate remakes, don't get me wrong, but on a game that's as old as dirt like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, I can get behind that. The Crash Bandicoot remake, Final Fantasy VII for God's sakes, maybe throw in a nice remake of Paper Mario, or Final Fantasy VI in full HD, oh that'd be awesome. I don't know, but Okami looks great not in HD. Wind Waker did not need an HD remake. I just kind of think it was pointless. I don't know. Comment your thoughts on remakes. Approve, dislike, would you buy them? I'm curious how people would react. I will grant that this game is only $30 Canadian, so whatever that is, like $6 American. It's not an $80 game, which I can get behind. Okami does everything I was looking for and surpassed expectations in most ways. A world filled with life and beauty, creativity in the way it presents, and Issun hitting on babes like a boss, this game is 100% a must play and a must buy. As much as I was ranting a bit about the HD remake for Okami, it's still only $30, which I think is actually pretty reasonable. So do yourself a favor and check it out. Thank you guys for watching, and once again, these are just my opinions on the game. I play it, I talk about what my experience is. I'm not a walking encyclopedia on Okami. So don't take what I say as gospel, or anything I say for God's sakes. I'm just a guy on the internet. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 all the same. Tale of Three Idiots. Check it out. Click here and I will see you guys next week.